Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 20. Last time we got a lot of action in the episode, a lot of violence, a lot of drama, and yes, a lot of fake deaths, let's say, because yes, I honestly thought that Mustang was dead because again, I have no idea what is going on after a certain point. It's just completely different of what I watched, like I don't know, 10 years ago, something around those numbers. But yeah, this is a very exciting moment for me because all the action that happens it's building to something else and is hiding another meaning because yes, we know that King Bradley is one of the homunculi. But why he didn't took action, why he didn't just act and kill everybody in the room, so yeah, no more witness, and you say, oh no, this creature kills them, that will be perfect. So there must be something else in there. There must be something deeper within the episode. So, yeah, what is that? What is what we're seeing here? And of course, in the end, we got the freaking cliffhanger of just finding the father of Ed and Al, which is another whole level of drama. Boy, yeah, I have no idea where is this going. But anyway, yes, let's just figure it out where the next episode is going and watch it, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 20th episode of the series. And even though it's not action packed like the last one, is not full of exciting scenes, it gave me a lot of ideas to think about. I watched this episode several more times, not just only once. I watched it like 2 or 3 times more. Because there is a lot of information that you can analyze in this episode. This was a very calm episode without action, without fighting, without external conflict, but a lot of internal conflict and also some resolutions that we witness in the episode. Because yeah, everything starts with the father of Ed and Al, Hohenheim, and this is the first moment in which an exterior agent, first in this episode, that moves forward, in this case, Ed. He believed, and I think he genuinely believed that they burned the house, Ed and Al burned the house, because they want to move forward, because they don't want to return, to show their determination. That's what they wanted to do, or that's what they believe. The reason behind the burning of said house. But Hohenheim gave a different perspective. In this case, that they were just scared, and that by the fact of burning the house, they will get rid of all the bad memories of the death of her mother, of their mother, sorry, the death, the failed attempt of resurrecting the mother, and everything that went wrong with them. Of course, the lack of body for Al, and the arm and the leg of Ed. And that is a different perspective. Perhaps subconsciously, that's what they really wanted to do. They want to burn the bad memories. They wanted to burn everything wrong that went back then. And that's why they burned down the house. And I love the perspective of Hohenheim, that why did you burn my house? Because yeah, my guess is technically that is his house. But the attitude that Ed has with his father is obviously of disdain, that he doesn't believe him, that he doesn't want to even listen to him. Even if he's right, and even if he realizes that he is right, he just doesn't care. And yeah, it's understandable. You end up hating your father. In this case of Ed and Al, they perhaps not Al, but Ed. I really believe that Ed hate his father. Why? Because he abandoned them in the worst moment possible, when their mother died. And I don't know, perhaps in the mind of Ed, if the father was here, the mother will be still alive. I don't know. That is again just throwing out ideas, because anything could happen through the mind of a kid, of a teenager, or an adult. But I think they are still not adult, they are still teenagers. But still, everything could happen in the mind of whatever people, of whoever. So yeah, that is one of the possibilities that I'm throwing out there. And of course, since he doesn't have a house, he's going to stay with Pinnacle. And I thought at the beginning that in the picture it was him, another two dudes, and the master of Ed and Al. But in retrospective, I think that was Pinnacle. I think that was her, very young. So that speaks volumes of how long Hohenheim has been living. And that is kind of giving us hints of what he really is, of what is going on with him. Again, I have several theories, but I don't want to say them because, as I said a million times before while speaking about this anime, I don't know if these are theories that I created based on what I'm seeing on this anime, or theories that I kind of remember of what happened in the previous series. So I don't want to say anything because I don't want to enter a conflict between these two series. Anyway, we saw that actually Hohenheim is a very enigmatic character. Especially because the way the dog behaves. I never seen this dog behave poorly with anybody. Perhaps because I have just seen him interact with Ed, Ad, Winry, and of course Pinnacle. And that's it. Hell, I don't think even with Armstrong, the dog was aggressive. But come on, it's Armstrong. He's very lovable. But that is besides the point, because yeah, the dog was not very happy with Hohenheim there. And of course, the cryptic message that he leave in the end, you should leave the country, you should flee the country, not just leave, flee the country because something bad is going to happen, that is pointing out towards something awful. Anyway, moving on. After Hohenheim left, of course, Ed decides to check if the body that they created was actually their mother. And of course, it turns out it wasn't. It was even the body of a man, a black-haired man. Who is this guy? What did they create it? I have no idea. I have theories that perhaps they created a new homunculus, but of course they didn't have a philosopher's stone. They couldn't keep him alive or something like that. So yeah, the homunculus died back then. And of course the soul of Al was attached to this body because, well, he was still kind of in the middle between the door, or he was dragged out of the door of the truth, and that's why he needed a body. But then of course Ed fixed the soul into the armor, so that's why the other thing died. And yes, it's everything completely confused, and this is something I'm still trying to grab my head around it. It's incredibly complicated, and I still don't understand completely. And of course, this leads to new theories, and this leads to a better resolution from Ed. That now he's 100% sure that he could bring the body of Al back. Because technically the body still exists after the door of the truth. Technically it exists. So he needs to drag him out and of course fix the soul that really belongs to that body into, well, the body. Which is not going to be an easy task. And of course, I love the moment of contradiction. Like, oh no. After this very interesting moment in which, of course, he was so determined to take out that body that they buried, that they thought it was their mother. he returned to more kind of comedic, but it's still kind of different. Because yes, we saw a comedic moment, especially when Ed tried to remember why Winry reject Al, which is of course is hinting to something else, which I'm not going to speak, because if you start to speak about shipping, I'm going to stop anytime soon, and I don't want to bore you with said the said speech. After that little light moment that we actually needed, and of course after the light moment of throwing away the invaders, I was going to say Chinese, but of course this is not Chinese people, this is a different country. And after that little moment, and after the ad, I combined the two names, Al and Ed. Ed repair the armor of Al. God damn it, I don't know what is wrong with me. They have this serious talk, and of course he even said that to his master. And this is kind of a confirmation of what is really possible. Because yes, reviving the dead is impossible. They cannot bring the soul of a dead person back into this world and fix it to another body. That is physically, well, not physically, it's impossible. Because yeah, it's kind of weird to say that in the context of the anime. Yes, where was I going with this one? So yeah, they know that they did not damage, because perhaps they were even worried that they damaged the soul of their mother, but of course this is not the case. And they believe that they killed their mother the second time. But it wasn't the case. And of course it was a confirmation with what the master said, that yeah, that couldn't have been their baby, and I mean the master and her husband, and that's kind of a confirmation of what he is capable to do. What Ed could do to bring back the body of Al. This is something that sounds kind of weird when I said it, and kind of light, but the implications are deeper. And yeah, the moment I understand why the masters say thank you. This is another heavy topic that was not, again, in your face. It was handled quite well, especially for the personality of the master. That she thanked them, or thanked Ed actually, because she believed that she was guilty of killing the baby 2 times. Of course, she didn't. She believed that, I think she's still responsible of the death of their baby, because yeah, a mother will believe that she didn't take care of herself, that she was responsible for this little body inside her, and she was unable to bring life to this world, or something like that. That's what I assume. But I think the second time is a lot heavier, because she believed that she failed. She believed that some mistake that she did caused the second death of her baby. And that is a terrible burden, because perhaps with the first time it was perhaps an accident. It was something that it was meant to be. It was something that her body wouldn't handle the responsibility, or not the responsibility, the burden of carrying a baby or something like that. And it's kind of, okay, I'm guilty, but not that guilty. In the second one, you meticulously investigate the way to bring back your baby, to bring back this person. But you fail because you miscalculated, or you made a mistake, so you kill that person again, let's say. So yeah, that is another terrible burden that both Ed and Al and the master were carrying. So yes, everything was pointing towards this moment. Everything, that's why they feel fine now. Perhaps not fine, but at least they feel a relief, because now they know that what they tried to do was impossible, that they did not any mistake. But what they really tried to do was literally impossible. So they did not fail. They didn't have the information enough to know that it was impossible. But they didn't fail. And that is a whole different perspective to have in this human transmutation. Now, the other part, of the final part of this episode, in which we saw the resolution from Ed and Al. They have a little talk that they both feel guilty because they believe they killed their mother a second time. But of course, they still feel guilty because, well, Ed feels guilty because he made his brother lose his body, and Al is guilty because he made his brother lose two of his limbs. But actually, they both have the resolution to create the mother, or to revive the mother. So yeah, both share this responsibility for each other. And that is something that Al said, that yes, you were guilty, but so I was. So you are not the only one. We both agree to do this. So don't feel guilty for this, because this is my body, is my own fault, because I went through with this. And I think Ed understands that, yeah, his body is his own responsibility, because both of them decide to go with the flow and go with the plan they have. But of course, the new resolution to recover their body, because they find new information, is visible. And of course, the lifting of this weight, because I don't think only the responsibility of the mother, but the fact that they couldn't go back and watch their past because that was so painful, was lifted from Ed too, by taking now this body and see it for himself. So now with this new confidence, and I guess this is partially why this line was thrown in the end with Winry, that why the back of Ed was so big, is because he found a new resolution, and because perhaps Winry is starting to see Ed more in a romantic sense. Perhaps, or perhaps again, is my shipping goggles that are watching this and say, oh yes, this is complete shipping. I don't know, perhaps one or the other, or perhaps a combination of both. This was a very interesting episode. As I said in the beginning of this commentary, it didn't have a lot of action, but it gave us a lot of resolution, a lot of information, and a lot of interesting things to analyze. And that is something I appreciate immensely. But anyway, I think I really exhausted the topic of this episode. A very interesting one. I hope you enjoy it, and I cannot wait for the next one. But for now, thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks, and see you on the next one.